So with our handsome Mr. Z, I wanted to warm up a little bit with some find its and then go into a bit with some recall. So I know mom would like to do off-leash practice down the road. So I would recommend that a lot of times, nice job, sir, when your puppies are very young, it's a great opportunity when they're still very attentive to you to use that interest in you and staying close as a perfect moment to either allow them to be off leash in a safe environment, like a fenced in environment, or for example, have them be dragging a long line or training lead. So the benefit of that is as you're practicing, most of these puppies, when they're itty bitty, really want to stay nearby. When they start to hit adolescence or even 5 months to 6 months and above, that attentiveness to you might start to fade, not because they're trying to be bad, but because they start to realize the world around them might be even more intriguing than you. So no offense to us, even though we like to think of ourselves as super neat, and of course they're hopefully their beacon of attention. A lot of times the environment, odors, creatures, other dogs, other people, novel items become very intriguing as they sometimes will hit adolescence. So for Mr. Handsome over here, I know we've discussed a little bit with recall rules. So I would highly recommend is even in the home, make it fun for when he comes to you or approaches you, you feed him for that closeness. If let's say he's very attentive and he's doing a really nice job honing in on you, feed for even those beginning stages of that loose leash walking, even if your babe is again off his equipment. I would also sometimes rotate through play as well as a motivator for your puppy. So let's say we send him away to get distracted in the environment. He's doing some of these lovely little find its just to get him to move away from me. He's like, oh my gosh, I lost that bad boy. So if that one got in the direction he didn't see, we'll toss another one for him to go find. So then from off in the far distance over here, we could go again, Zeus, come. Yes, and feed that lovely man for that response. So if he likes to offer a sit or a down, you can of course feed those skills too, but I would highly recommend that you first feed for the recall itself. If you go right into a sit and then I want eye contact and maybe I want another skill after that one, then your puppy might start to think, you know what, sitting is maybe what they would prefer versus the actual recall. So I would make sure that you're feeding for the coming to you, and then you might ask for other behaviors after the fact. So let's say Mr. Handsome has been doing a great job doing some of this recall from, let's say, food. He's like, oh my gosh, here comes my tuggy. Let's say we, again, get his attention on a piece of food, toss it away, get him to rehearse what we want him to do is be off in the distance, and then go, Zeus, come. Yes. And then for coming when called, we now engage in some play. So I love your tuggy toy, by the way. This is a very nice one, little bumper. So it's got little fuzzy part and, of course, the two handles. Some of the puppies do like to go for the handles, which, of course, is problematic when you want to be on the handle. But he's doing a really nice job going right for the bite part. Nice job, sir. So again, if he enjoys it better when it starts moving, you could make the critter come alive and then play with the handsome guy that way too. Because remember, you're trying to build up toy drive and value in play. Remember that play is also going to be so crucial for just in general development, but also give him healthy venues other than going after your shoes or going after the cat or whatever it might be. He's like, no, but your pants do look delicious. So if you have moments where your puppies do start to find your pants or your body exciting in the sense of they like to mouth you, nice. See if you can go ahead and either ask for a different skill, or if, again, that could be his moment of saying, I need a little break or I'm getting a little pooped out. Remember to listen to your puppy as well. So what I mean by that is, remember, it's like a two-way street. So if he's saying, you know what, I'm feeling really pooped out and I'm just getting really mouthy, that might be his only way to say, I need a break or another nap. So he's doing a real nice job with some of this play engagement. Remember too, is to practice sometimes having two toys. So if let's say he was playing with his original toy and he's doing a really nice job with that item, then I could, as opposed to just trying to swipe it from him or cause some conflict, show him his other little second toy and then have this one come alive so he can go grab that one. So I especially love exchanging one item for another. So that way your puppy doesn't think that, again, you're part of the conflict and the end of fun. If again, we make it really overwhelming as we're approaching and they have something they find appealing, remember those find its are going to be your very beginning stage of helping your puppy choose or help them through a better skill set. So let's say again, maybe we need to take a break. He needs to go out for the potty and he's got a toy or he's very distracted. One of my favorites is just again, take some of those lovely find its, go right into that little disengagement. Then from there, with no conflict, you could go ahead and tidy up and then give him the skill or option you'd prefer. So if let's say he needed to go out for a potty break, you could put your items away and save them for the next time you need to engage in some play or redirect that mouth onto something appropriate. Nice job, sir. So obviously, as he's getting more and more comfortable with some of these skill sets, you can then start to rotate and ask for other behavior. So I know he's gotten pretty good at his sits and his downs. So remember that sometimes those puppy push-ups, so getting a sit, a down, and a stand or up behavior will be beneficial for the handsome guy, just so that way you can get him comfortable with different body position changes. But it might be good for even procedure or getting his harness or his coat on. So let's say he was laying down and you wanted him to go into a standing or up position, you'd go right to his little sniffer, pull him straight forward. He's like, lady, my brain melted because I'm so tired. And we'd want him to stand up. If your puppy gets stuck in the down, because sometimes he's a little bit tired, maybe he's finally comfortable. One of my favorite options to always doing a nice army crawl is to take your food, offer it, and then plop it near the floor, and then you get the stand in the beginning. So remember, sometimes you're shaping or sort of building up to the big boy skill. If your puppy doesn't quite grasp it, have them go into a position first so we get that sit. We're going to feed for that response. Then we might go ahead and lure him forward into a stand. So even if right now he's standing because he's walking into the position, that's a starting point and perfectly okay. Then as he's doing really well, we might go again into our lovely little down position. He's like, hold on, lady, I'm starving. Right there, and yes to feed. So remember how luring your puppy is probably one of the fastest ways to create behavior, but we want to fade out that lure as quickly as we can. So if let's say in the beginning to get a down, he was following the food to go into the position, we want to empty the hand. So let's say we're going to go for a stand. My hand is empty. I'm going to ask him to stand. I'm going to see if he can target my hand. He's like, lady, my brain. I love his wrinkles when he's really in deep, deep thought as well. And if he gets a little bit stuck, remember, he maybe hasn't done as many stands. We're going to give him the chance, yes, and then I feed him for that response. So I'm still feeding him for the correct behavior. It's just now the food is not the thing that's creating it, but the reinforcement for the skill. So I know I've mentioned this prior. I don't really love the wordage, but view it as bribing is giving someone the thing before doing the job, and then a paycheck is giving the paycheck after the work is completed. So in the beginning, you might be bribing the pup into a position or behavior, and then from there, you'd go ahead and go from the bribe to instead now the paycheck for the skill. So again, Mr. Handsome is getting a bit tired, but we'll probably give him a little break from some of this and we'll work a few other skills and we'll see how he feels with some of those different behaviors. Today I do have my littlest one here, my daughter, and then I also will have my husband is popping in to be a special guest so he can help us with some proper hellos in a little bit. So again, I'm just feeding him for this lovely just vegging next to me. And of course, not going for my pants or jumping or whatever else puppies enjoy sometimes doing, which kind of gets us a little bit flustered at times. So this is really nice behavior. Good job, Mr. Z. And we'll work a few more skills next.